Hi students, in this video we will revise how verbs change with time and how to make subjects and verb agree. Let's make grammar simple. Now that we have revised tenses, let's look at something equally important. Subject-verb agreement. This simply means a verb must match the subject in both number and person. In other words, the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Look at this first example. She writes neatly. Here, the subject, she, is singular. So we add yes to the verb writes. Now, see the next one. They write neatly. They is plural, so the verb stays in its base form, write. Just think of it like this. When the subject stands alone, the verb takes the extra yes. When there are many, the verb drops the yes. Let us test this quickly. What would you say? He play cricket or he plays cricket? Yes, he plays cricket because he is singular. So the verb adds an yes. But if we say they play cricket, the yes disappears because now the subject is plural. So the golden rule is singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. If you can remember this one simple pattern, you will get most agreement questions right in your exam. Here is a very common area of confusion when you use yes in nouns and verbs. For nouns, adding yes makes the word plural. For example, book, books, car, cars. But for verbs, it works the opposite way. Adding yes makes the verb singular. So, writes is singular, write is plural. Plays is singular and play is plural. Similarly, runs is singular while run is plural. Just remember this simple pattern. Singular noun, no yes. Plural noun, add yes. And for verbs, singular verb, add yes. Plural verb, no yes. This is why we say she writes, but they write. If you keep this opposite pattern in mind, subject-verb agreement becomes much easier and most exam questions will feel straightforward. Let's quickly test this. Look at these. She dash well. Should it be right or writes? Yes, writes because the subject she is singular. The boys dash outside. Correct? Play because boys is plural, so the verb drops the yes. My friend dash to class. Right, walks, since my friend is singular. If you keep this one simple chart in mind, you will avoid 90% of subject-verb agreement mistakes. Now that we know the basic rule of subject-verb agreement, let us look at a few key rules and quick tricks that often appear in exams. Rule number one, when two words are joined by and, the subject becomes plural. So we say Ram and Ravi are friends. Both names together act as one plural subject. So the verb changes to are. Rule number two, when words are joined by either are or neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearest subject. Look at this. Either Ravi or his friends are coming. Since friends is closer to the verb, we use are. If it were either his friends or Ravi, we would say is coming. So remember, always check the subject right before the verb. Rule 3. Words like everyone, each, someone, anybody look plural but are always singular. We say everyone loves music. Think of them as referring to each person individually. Rule 4. Uncountable nouns always take singular verbs. For example, water is essential for life. Even though water seems like a lot, grammatically it is treated as a singular. Rule 5. Collective nouns like team, family, jury, or group can take either singular or plural verbs, depending on meaning. If the group acts as one unit, we say the team is winning. But if we are talking about the members acting separately, we say the team are fighting among themselves. So the trick is, don't just look at the word, look at what it means in the sentence. That meaning decides whether the verb should be singular or plural. Now, let us look at some exceptions. These are the tricky ones that often appear in tests because they don't always follow the regular rule. First, look at expressions like with, along with, or together with. In these cases, the verb agrees with the main subject, not the phrase that follows. For example, Ravi, along with his friends, is coming. Here, the main subject is Ravi, singular. So the verb is, not are. Next, look at the number of and the number of. This one confuses many students. Remember, a number of means many, so it takes a plural verb. For example, a number of students are absent today. But the number of students refers to one total, so it is singular. The number of students is high. Now, none, neither, and either are usually singular unless the meaning clearly refers to plural items. So we say none of the work is done, but none of the boys are ready. The meaning decides the verb here. The meaning decides the verb form here. Next, words like each, every, and many a, they always take singular verbs. We say each student has a book and many a man has tried. They sound plural, but grammatically they are singular. Finally, the names of books, movies, or subjects are always treated as singular. For example, Gulliver's Travels is a famous book. Even though the title looks plural, it represents one single work. So, in short, when you see tricky words like with, each, none, number, or titles, pause for a second, find the main subject, and then decide whether your verb should be singular or plural. The one small step, that one small step can save you from losing marks on agreement questions. All right, let us test how well you understood the rules. Here are a few quick questions. Just listen carefully and try to answer in your mind before I tell you the answer. Sentence 1. Ravi, along with his friends, dash coming to class. Think, what is the main subject here? Yes, it's Ravi, which is singular. So the correct answer is. Ravi, along with his friends, is coming to class. Next, a number of students dash absent today. We said a number of means many, so it takes a plural verb. Answer are. A number of students are absent today. Now, the number of players dash 10. Here, the number of refers to one total. So it is singular. The number of players is 10. Fourth, none of the books dash missing. Books is plural. So we can say none of the books are missing. But remember, if it were none of the information, we would say is. Next, each of the girls dash a pen. Each always takes a singular verb. So each of the girls has a pen. And finally, Gulliver's Travels, written by Swift. Even though the title looks plural, it is one single book. So we say was written, not where. These are some of the most common exam traps. So pause, look for the subject and choose your verb accordingly. You will never go wrong if you apply the rules step by step. Before we wrap up this session, Let us quickly go through some common mistakes that often appear in exams. First one, she do her homework every day. Sounds wrong, right? Because she is singular. So the verb should be does. She does her homework every day. Next, each of the boys have a book. Remember, each is always singular, even though it talks about many people. So we say each of the boys has a book. Now, the team are winning the match. Here, the team is acting as one unit. So the correct form is the team is winning the match. But if you said the team are arguing among themselves, that would also be fine because now you mean the players individually. Fourth one of my friends are a doctor. The subject here is one, not friends. So it should be one of my friends is a doctor. And finally, the news are interesting. Although news looks plural, it is actually uncountable. So the right sentence is the news is interesting. If you can spot and correct these five types of errors, you will easily score full marks in subject verb agreement questions. Let's quickly test what we just learned. Here are five sentences. Try to spot a mistake in each one before I show you the answers. First, each of the boys have a pen. Remember, each is always singular. So it should be each of the boys has a pen. The second one, the committee are making its decision. Here, the committee is acting as one group. So we say the committee is making its decision. Third one, neither of the answers are correct. Neither is singular. So it takes is. Neither of the answers is correct. The fourth one, Meena and her brother is going to the park. Now we have two subjects joined by and. So the verb must be plural. Meena and her brother are going to the park. Fifth one, everyone know the rule. Everyone again is singular. So the correct answer is everyone knows the rule. So the right answers are has, is, are, knows. Notice how small verb can changes make every sentence sound grammatically correct. Fill in the blanks with correct verb form. Pause for a second and think before I give you the answers. The students dash in the library now. The subject here is plural, students. So the correct answer is are. The students are in the library now. Second one, there dash a pen on the desk. Here the subject comes after the verb. Since pen is singular, we use is. There is a pen on the desk. Third, neither the teacher nor the students dash on the topic. When the subjects are joined by neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearest subject. That's students, which is plural. So, neither the teacher nor the students agree on the topic. The fourth one, mathematics dash my favorite subject. Even though it ends with an yes, mathematics is a singular subject name. Mathematics is my favorite subject. Fifth one, by next month, we dash our syllabus. We are talking about something that will be finished by a future time. So we use the future perfect tense. By next month, we will have completed our syllabus. These examples show how exam questions often test both verb agreement and tense awareness. If you can reason out each choice like this, you're already thinking like an examiner. Here is a quick mini challenge. Two pairs of sentences to test your observation. First one, the pair of shoes are costly or the pair of shoes is costly. Pause and think. The subject here is pair, not shoes. Even though shoes is plural, pair is singular. So the correct answer is the pair of shoes is costly. Now the next one. Either my parents or my brother are coming versus either my parents or my brother is coming. When we use either or, the verb agrees with the subject that comes closest to it. Here, brother is singular, so we use is. Neither my parents or my brother is coming. Always look carefully at the real subject, not just the word nearest to the verb. That little trick helps you score full marks in subject-verb agreement questions. All right, let's finish with a quick practice quiz. I'll read each sentence. Pause the video if you'd like to think before I reveal the answer. The, the dog dash the cat. Our subject is the dog, singular. So we add yes to the verb. The dog chases the cat. The dogs dash loudly. Now the subject is plural. Dogs. Plural subjects take the base form of the verb. The dogs bark loudly. The third one. Neither the boys nor the girl dash here. Look at the subject nearest to the verb. Girl, which is singular. Neither the boys nor the girl is here. The fourth one. My trousers dash new. Even though trousers looks plural, it is always treated as plural in English. My trousers are new. Nice work. If you got all four right, you are really mastered the key rules of subject-verb agreement. Great work. Now you have revised subject-verb agreement. Remember, small grammar slips can make a big difference, especially in exams. So keep practicing what you learned today.